All right, Christian guys, it's time to take back your life from social media. I'm gonna tell you how to in this video. Quick disclaimer, if you are on social media, you're sharing the gospel, it's not to elevate you, but Christ. Keep going as you're going. But this is for the people who social media has taken over their brains. And don't feel bad, first off. It's made to do this. It's made to use your dopamine against you, to first off get you on a dopamine high, then slam you down to where you cannot escape because your dopamine is running so low that you aren't motivated to go do anything else. It's designed this way because the longer you are on social media, the more money Instagram and the people that they serve financially can make. And you might say like, oh, what's the problem with scrolling a bit and then going off? What's the problem? Well, the problem is in this regard, our brains don't function in some supercomputer format. Instead, think back about 5-10 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but on your iPhone, you used to be able to only select and delete one photo at a time. Now you just select all of the photos at one time, hit delete, you're good to go. But before, if someone took a bazillion selfies on your phone, you had to individually go, delete, delete, delete. Your brain's the same way because we're meant to walk around like this, see things as we step, right? On social media, you're getting flooded with content from Taiwan, some dude dancing in Mexico, and who knows what else. The point is you have a bunch of varying different locations and not to mention emotions as well. During the course of a single scroll session, you might find funny content, sad content, depressing content, angering content, so many different emotions that we are not meant to experience in such close proximity. So not only does this feed into the dopamine cycle, but your brain also has to process each one of these things one by one. That's why a lot of times after you get off of a scroll session, your brain's very foggy, muddy, you have trouble thinking. And the issue with this is, what if your friend calls needing help? What if someone you know shows interest in Jesus? How are you supposed to be a good representative of Christ when your brain is as muddy as all get out? You can't. On top of this, because you are addicted so much to social media, you don't have time or have the thought process to go and study your Bible, to go and pray, to think about the people in your life that need your help through prayer and you physically being there to help them. That's yet another way we can share Jesus with others, is serving them just as Jesus served us. And you might think, oh, I'll go do this right after the scroll session. But the more apps that you have, the more likely you are to get off of Instagram and go to Snapchat, and from Snapchat to TikTok, and TikTok to Snapchat, and then back to Instagram. It becomes a whole giant repetitive cycle when you have nothing to do that day. I know because I've gone through this. I'm speaking to my previous self, hopefully to you, hopefully this resonates. But you think, I have time, or maybe in the moment you think, oh, maybe I should get off. But your thumb's already moving to the next video. And by that time, you already forgot what you're thinking. Like, that's what happens. On top of this, social media, because of how short the videos are, and because of how much a reward there is, your brain gets trained to only be interested for a few seconds. And if there's no reward, it's moving on to the next thing. That's how you deal with social media. You're watching, you're seeing, oh, this isn't going to be a good video, scroll to the next one. Oh, watch this one. Oh, that was good. Scroll to the next one. So even if you get the reward, you're moving on to the next one. All of this will hinder you from your walk with Christ and your affectability to the kingdom. And that's exactly what Satan wants. Satan knows that a lot of you guys, he's never going to get. But if he can cripple you through a social media addiction, where you're so focused on your phone that you don't see what's going on around you, that's a perfect plan for him. I mean, if I had an enemy and I could get him to sit around all day and just look at a screen, while in the meantime, I'm moving my troops from here to here, up through the bushes, I'm surrounding him, doesn't even know it. Or even better yet, if you're distracted, you're not in the battle. And Jesus doesn't have use for those You are not in the battle. So to get out of this is for you guys that truly have a screen addiction. I'm going to give you the best way to do this. The absolute best. I have discovered the way, and I'm going to tell you. I've been free of Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, everything for the past 4 months. I've only kept YouTube because I feel like this is the best way that I can outreach to other people while at the same time not getting addicted myself. YouTube Shorts aren't that addicting. And you're not going to like this. As soon as I tell you this, your flesh is going to be like, whoa, whoa, hold up. I don't think we got to go that far. I don't think so. I promise you, this is the way to do it. Because I have tried setting timers. I have tried setting limitations on my phone. I have tried removing the app from my home screen. I have tried getting off of the apps for a few months. I have tried everything you can think of, like even paying $70 a year for an app that keeps you out of everything. Well, guess what? These different ways that we try to lock social media away with for whatever period of time that we're trying to. They're just like regular locks. And if you really think about it, a lock is only as good as the willpower that meets it. Downstairs in my basement, we have nothing in there of value. Nothing. We have some like old coats, some winter boots. I mean, not anymore. Now we have our summer clothes there. You get the point. There's no gold, there's no camera equipment, nothing in there. And so we have the tiniest little lock because that tiny little lock is going to stifle the curiosity of anyone that wants to try to get in, at least any of our neighbors. And even if they break in, it's not a big deal. So that's why we have a tiny lock on there. However, you think of a bank, whew, they got a lot of money, man. And that's why people are always trying to break into banks and steal money. And that's what happened in a few cities over here. I think in between Christmas and New Year's, they literally blew a hole in the side of the bank, just like a movie. It's pretty crazy. But the point is, that bank probably had a bunch of security systems, a bunch of locks, a huge big clunk, 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 whatever it's called lock, but it didn't stop these guys who wanted this money from getting in. And your brain thinks of social media as like 2,000 gold bars. It has to get in. So whatever locks you put on it are not going to work. I've tried this so many times. If you don't have discipline, if you haven't built fortitude within yourself, it's going to be really hard to keep that willpower in bay, and it's going to slide through, crash through those locks, and all of a sudden you're back into a cycle of addiction. And the bad thing is with social media addiction is a lot of times you think, oh man, I need to get off. And then that thought might not come back for another 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe months. And that's just more time that you're wasting, more of your valuable time, whether you realize it or not. We don't have much time here. Think about eternity and think about what we need to do here and the people we need to impact for Christ. We don't have a lot of time. So what I did and what I would always recommend to anyone is delete all of your social media accounts. Like I said, you're not going to want to do it. But I guarantee you it's the best thing ever. You're going to say, oh, how am I going to talk to my friends? Bro, you have a phone. Actually call them up and talk to them. I've had the best relationships in the past few months from calling people up, talking with them, actually getting to know how their day is rather than just seeing a couple memes they sent on social media. And you're like, oh, how am I going to keep up? Same thing. You're talking to them, you're finding out. And if there's something really crazy, like my friend went to Italy recently, he sent me some photos. It's more special. It's more personable. Once again, your brain's not flooded with all of these things coming through, seeing everyone's highlights. When you call someone, what do they say? They'll tell you the good things and the bad things. On social media, they only show the good things. Also, you're going to say, oh, how do I build my business? Well, first off, are you actually making money with social media already with your business? I used to say like, oh, I would give up social media if I didn't need it for my photography business because, you know, I post photos to get clients. I had one person out of all the people that I worked with that came off of social media. And that might say something about how good I was at social media. But regardless, I was still able to get clients without it. and you can too. And another thing you might say is, oh, well, how am I going to keep up with what's going on in the world? Dude, it's not that crazy. I haven't kept up with anything on the news. I'm here, I'm fine, I'm living. I am 20 times more happy. And that's the thing. My relationship with Jesus is 50 times better than it was when I was on social media. I have better relationships with those around me. I have more time to do the things that I actually want to do. My future, I can actually see it's attainable for the things that I'm trying to accomplish, both for my career, my family, and most importantly for Christ. Dude, literally do not wait. Just delete it. If you have second thoughts about this, go through, make a pros and cons, and actually figure out, is this actually good? Watch some videos from other people. They're going to tell you the same thing. Get off of social media. And the people that have gone off social media, there's not a single person out there that's regretted it. So, guys, you know what you got to do. Go in Christ and become uncompromised.